In a 4-year relationship, how to know if it's love or just friendship. Hello, I, F26, am reaching out for help and advice because I'm feeling very confused and indecisive about my romantic relationship, and I need some clarity. I appreciate you taking the time to read this, and I apologize in advance if it's a bit lengthy. My boyfriend, M30, and I have been together for almost 4 years now. We started as close friends and had known each other for a long time before anything romantic developed. In fact, I had rejected his advances in the past because I didn't find him to be my type. But time passed, and one night at a party, a mutual friend dared us to kiss. We thought it would be fun, and soon after that, we ended up sleeping together that night. We agreed to just be sex friends, which worked for me at the time because I wasn't looking for a committed relationship. However, over time, he started developing feelings for me and eventually gave me what felt like an ultimatum. He told me he wanted us to be more than just friends with benefits and wanted to be in a relationship. He admitted that he was falling for me, and after some hesitation, I agreed to take some time to think about it. He told me that if I didn't want a relationship, he would prefer we take a break from each other for a while. After giving it some thought, I decided to take the plunge and become a couple. This was partly because our friends were constantly telling us that we already had everything that makes a good couple: compatibility, a shared sense of humor, a deep connection. At first, things were great, and our sexual relationship was very passionate, but over time it started to fizzle out. Now I find myself questioning whether I'm really in love with him or if I'm simply in a relationship with my best friend. I'm constantly wondering if this is love or just comfort, especially since I'm not sure I made this decision for the right reasons. Looking back, I think I may have gotten into this relationship during a period of my life when I was feeling lost and in need of support, which makes me question my true feelings. This question has been lingering in my mind for more than 2.5 years, and I still haven't come to any conclusions. We've almost broken up a few times, mainly because I've felt uncertain and lost about where I stand emotionally. We've had our ups and downs, and though we've faced several problems, we've always found a way to bounce back and make things work. But despite that, I continue to feel unsure about the nature of my feelings for him. One of the biggest issues I'm grappling with is our sex life. I often find myself comparing it to the one I had with my ex, which was definitely more fulfilling in some ways. With my ex, there was a strong physical attraction, something I don't always feel with my current boyfriend. There are certain things about him that make me doubt whether I'm truly in love or just settling for someone familiar. For instance, I've noticed that I'm not always very affectionate with him. I don't like the smell of his sweat, and I can't stand the thought of kissing him when he has bad morning breath. These things weren't really an issue with my ex, and they're starting to bother me more than I expected. That being said, when I look at my relationship with my current boyfriend as a whole, I do feel grateful for what we have. We've built a strong foundation of friendship, and I can't deny that our connection is deep in many ways. We communicate well, support each other, and share common values. But still, the physical side of our relationship doesn't match the passion I once had with my ex, and I can't help but wonder if that's a red flag. Another thing that's been on my mind lately is the idea of a future together. I've started to feel scared when I imagine us growing old together or even just continuing this relationship long term. I sometimes fantasize about living alone again, even though we currently live together. I know that's a strange feeling to have when you're in a relationship, but I can't shake it. I'm torn between appreciating the stability and support that comes with being with him and feeling like something is missing in terms of passion and excitement. Despite all of these doubts, there are moments when I do feel happy and fulfilled in the relationship. We have a lot of fun together, and I care for him deeply. But I'm left with a nagging question: is this love, or is it something else? Something I'm just holding on to out of comfort and familiarity? I've tried talking to him about my feelings before, but it's difficult to fully express everything I'm going through. I don't want to hurt him, but I also don't want to continue in a relationship that isn't what I truly want. I feel stuck between two extremes: the fear of losing the emotional support and companionship we share, and the fear of staying in a relationship that isn't fulfilling me in every way. I'm reaching out here because I'm desperate for some clarity. How can I tell if what I'm feeling is love, or if I've simply gotten too comfortable in this relationship? How do I figure out if I'm holding on to something that might not be right for me, or if these doubts are just part of the normal ups and downs of being in a long-term relationship? Do you have any practical advice or tips for determining if it's love or something else? How can I move forward and make a decision that will bring me peace of mind, whether that's staying or moving on? Any guidance would be greatly appreciated. Thank you in advance.